Hi there, we're going to talk a little bit about the Nine of Wands and the imagery in the card. So I mentioned in the blog that this is what we call a stage card. And that is because our figure looks like he is standing on a stage. You can see like the two lines, like the rim of the stage, and then this whole backdrop, which is the rest of the card. So there's two schools of thought in the world of tarot on what's happening here. The first is the two collaborators on the original deck that was, being created in the early 1900s. They worked together, and one was the illustrator, and one was more of the person calling the shots. And the woman who was the illustrator was more of a theater person. And when she was given kind of like free will to draw what she wanted in the cards, she drew on what she knew, which was theater. So maybe she picked that and drew 12 of the minor arcana cards as stage cards. The second school of thought is when we look at this as a stage card and think of the theater, when someone's on stage, is this an act? Is this for real? Are we being manipulated? Is this a mask that's going to drop when the curtain drops? Or is what we're seeing actually happening? And very often when you're in a tarot reading and a spread, you can get more information from what's happening in the cards around it. But when we're looking at it like this, it is up to us to decide. So let's look at what's happening in the rest of the card. So there were 9 wands in the card. 8 are behind him, and they stand like a wall of strength. The wands are ideas and energy and creativity, and 8, the number 8, represents strength. He has picked one wand, and he has decided to hold that in his hand, kind of in a defensive pose. But I look at this also as him choosing one idea or choosing one direction, one thing that he's going to handle and take on and really conquer. And another thing that I wanted to talk about in the card is this bandage that's on his head, because he looks like he's been a little bit beat up. And the question is this mental exhaustion? Is this false ideas that have been going on in his head? Or is this just a little bit of attention being brought to our awareness, telling us to pay attention, telling us to literally use our head? So in a stage card, we need to decide, is this real? Is this all a big act, a big show that's being put on for us? What do you think?